Hey, Mobil Trades! I want to do a video analysis update on the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, Apple, Google, Advanced Micro Devices, and Qualcomm, Taiwan Semis, Micron and Intel, XLV, Exxon Mobil, Disney, Jets, XHB, Tesla, Enphase Energy, Next Area Energy, and Solar ETF TAN, Plug Power, XPEV, NIO, PSJ, Palantir, Fastly, Chewy, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Marathon Patent Group, and Riot Blockchain. So let's get right into it. We have a wave 1 and a wave 2 that ended at the 50% retracement for SPY. This wave 1 was cleanly subdivided into 5 waves. Then a pretty shallow wave 2 ends at the 50% fib. So the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low until 448 is broken. The onus is on the bears to prove that a wave 3 is not in progress. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low will take SPY conservatively to 495 for wave 3. We have a shallow wave 4 that retests the wave 1 high. Then the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low takes SPY to 519. And that, in my opinion, conservatively will happen in Q2 safely in Q1, actually. But really, if we look at SPY right now, we didn't even get to the 61.8% retracement of 444. That means that what a lot of retail investors thought was a very scary, dramatic correction was really a pretty shallow, kind of not too bad correction. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says SPY is going to possibly melt up to 495 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher all the way to 519, likely by the June quad witching and possibly by the March quad witching. Let's look at the Nasdaq right now. A lot of wave theorists, they want to, dissect every penny. All we need right now is that we have formed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clear wave 1 from the October 4th low, and now we ended wave 2 at the 50% fib. So a lot of wave theorists, they're going to wait until the actual minute that QQQ and SPY break to an all-time high. By trading the market as a whole and analyzing the market as a whole, we can look at stocks like Apple and, even stocks like the Homebuilding ETF XHB being at new all-time highs and saying, hey, it looks like the Nasdaq and SPY will go $2 or $3 higher and make a new all-time high at some point. It looks like this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. So until the Nasdaq gets below 378, but really the 61.8% retracement of 372 is a pretty safe place for a wave 2 to end anyway. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says QQQ could go to 437, and that is a minimum wave 3 target. So the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says QQQ could head to 440, and that is a pretty conservative wave 3 target. So the stage is set right now that this huge spike in the VIX that is now subsiding quite quickly could coincide with a large melt up in the tech sector. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low can take the Nasdaq to 437. That's a lot more conservative than people probably think until QQQ is below 378. I don't see why wave 2 hasn't ended and a large wave 3 is in progress to 437. Apple is at a new all-time high. It looks like right now Apple formed a wave 1 and a wave 2 from the September 2020 low, but really all that matters is the cycle from the March 2021 low. I believe this is a red wave 1 and a wave 2, so this red wave 3 right now is in progress. The reason that I think that this is a red 3 that is still in progress and not a red wave 3 that ended right here is that Apple has gone past the length of this rally placed at this low. That means that this can't be counted as a wave 3 or a wave 4. In my opinion, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2, and now we're within wave 3 of wave 3. So another piece of evidence for this, one, is that we have passed 173. 2, within the cycle from the March 2021 low, we have made a new high on the weekly RSI. So I believe right now this red wave 3 is in progress, and this is wave 3 of wave 3 that will end around 178. We'll have a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. This wave 4 is untradeable. It's a very small degree wave 4, but I wanted to include it so I can have a model for what a wave 5 would look like. The message, the moral of the story is that Apple looks like it has conservatively more upside to 200, in my opinion, to end this red wave 3. So 200 looks like a pretty standard target for Apple, and a lot of people, they're waiting for QQQ and SPY to do something that Apple's already done. That's silly to me. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2. A huge wave 3 for Google, and a wave 4 that ended at 2,621. So conservatively, I've been saying a wave 5 is in progress. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low will take Google to 3,323. I believe this is wave 1 of wave 5 and wave 2 of wave 5. So yeah, wave 3, 4, and 5 of wave 5 could take Google past that. But it's important to really focus on this chart because this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 wave 5. And then those 5 waves may end a large degree wave 1 within the cycle from the March 2020 low. And Google with XLV will be a very helpful chart for bulls and kind of timing the next major top in the market, because 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 waves, when this completes, I will be looking for a large degree wave 1 to end to buy a wave 2 in 2022. But I'm expecting more highs before then. Advanced Market Devices is a pretty chart. I like them more between 80 to 100, but this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. I believe this black wave 3 is in progress. This is wave 1 of wave 3 and wave 2 of wave 3. So wave 3 of wave 3 is kind of confirmed because it passed the 161.8% extension of this red wave 1. So that kind of proves that this is a wave 3. I believe we've ended wave 4 between the 38.2 to 50% fib. So the 61.8% fib of 124 lines up with the wave 1 high of 122. Above those levels, I expect AMD has at least another high to 172. That would be a minimum wave 5 target to end this black wave 3. So AMD is a nice template kind of right now. If it's above 122 to 124, it's going to 172. It's unlikely that the market will crash during that time. Love it for tech bulls. Qualcomm is a wave 1 and a wave 2. I really wanted to include Qualcomm for a few reasons. The biggest one was that this is a projection that is in progress right now, right? So we've been saying the length of wave 3 places the wave 4 low quite conservatively was going to take Qualcomm to 232. That is playing out very well right now. What I also want to point out is that this chart is almost identical to Taiwan Semiconductors. I believe this was a wave 1 and a wave 2. This was a huge wave 3 and a wave 4 that ended at the 38.2% fib. The length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low says that we are within a wave 5 conservatively that will take Qualcomm to 232. And I think that's a very nice leading indicator that other laggard semiconductors like Taiwan Semiconductors, which looks identical to that chart we just looked at, is going to go break above this high and also confirm that it's been being accumulated by large institutions, right? So if Qualcomm was being accumulated all summer and Advanced Market Devices was being accumulated all summer and Micron was being accumulated all summer, then was Taiwan Semiconductors being distributed? Probably not. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2, a huge wave 3 and a wave 4. The 38.2% fib of 104 is pretty close to where I believe wave 4 ended of 107. Above those levels, the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. I think in the second quarter, Qualcomm will be quite close to 208. I think very quickly we are going to see Taiwan Semiconductors. Sorry, I said Qualcomm. They look so identical that you can see why I got them mixed up. This is a wave 3 and a wave 4. So the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. While Qualcomm goes to 232, I think Taiwan Semis will play catch up, go reach 208. And sooner rather than later, it will be above this wave 3 high of 142. It will confirm that this is all accumulation by large institutions. Hey, go chase AMD, go chase NVIDIA. While Taiwan Semiconductors just get started, I think the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low takes TSM to 208, likely this summer. Let's look at Micron right now. I've been a little early on Taiwan Semiconductors, but with Qualcomm breaking out, I think that we have evidence that that will happen. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2. Micron has been following Qualcomm, so that's a good thing. This is a wave 1 and an ABC wave 2 that ended at the 50% fib. So it's important to point out that even if someone called this a wave 3 and a wave 4, in my opinion, they're still looking for a wave 5 that is at least the length of this rally placed at this low. Now, this rally is from August to April. So August to April, that's about 8 or 9 months. But if this is wave 3 of wave 3, then this could be stronger and faster than the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. And in this case, 121 is just the minimum wave 3 target. So I think Micron is going to continue to hold this low of 65, and it's going to go break above this wave 1 high, like Qualcomm confirmed it's been being accumulated by large institutions all summer. And then Micron actually points to the idea that Taiwan Semiconductors and Qualcomm being within a wave 5 may be too conservative. Micron kind of points to the more nest view that this is a wave 1 and a wave 2, that a wave 3 of wave 3 will occur, and the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says 121 is a conservative target. I think a lot of these semiconductor stocks reach their equal legs targets in the second quarter. So I think that's looking good. Intel kind of played with my emotions. It had a nice pop on some news, and then it kind of went back to being Intel. But this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 huge wave 1, and it was right around this time last year where it was literally, you can see on the chart, December 2020, right around this time, AMD's eating Intel's lunch. Intel's for losers, and then it just went haywire, an extremely quick 4 or 5 month rally. I think that is going to happen again, to be honest. I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a wave 1 and an ABC wave 2 that ended at the 78.6% fib. So if we're above 43, that's the invalidation, 43.61. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. I think 48 could be a tight stop, but that's pretty tight. If we're above 48, if we're above 43 to invalidate, then I'm expecting the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low is going to take Intel on a strong rally to 63. And that's the minimum wave 3 target. I would expect a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. So it's taken longer than I thought. No question about that. But this rally is from October to April. And we just talked about Micron possibly going on a very quick rally. Micron and Intel, they moved together last year as members of the laggard semis. I think it happens again. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says that Intel could see 72, 73. I think that could happen this summer, even in Q2, as crazy as that seems now. XLV, someone tweeted the rocket ship emoji with XLV. They said XLV was ready to blast off. I'd never seen someone be so enthusiastic about the healthcare stocks, but I agree. I think that it's very important. This is a great sector. Wave 1 and wave 2, huge wave 3. We go past the 161.8% extension. We ended wave 4 between the 23.6 and 38.2% fib. So this is why we trade the market as a whole. Even before November 22nd, I said I'm going to be looking at XLV. I don't care about SPY. We're above 123 to 124. Wave 4 is in. We didn't even really come close to breaking that, and I was throwing the bears a bone. That wasn't really even a wave 4 invalidation, but I do think we'll continue to hold above 123 to 124. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low was going to take XLV to 160. That's going to play out in my opinion. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. XLV getting to 160. Better start looking at XLV now, because this ETF is going to be the most helpful in timing the large degree top where a wave 5 ends, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ends a large wave 1 for a generational wave 2 buying opportunity after this wave 5 ends at 160, in my opinion. Above 123 to 124, I think XLV is going to 160. I think it's going to follow Pfizer and break the August high. This is Exxon Mobil. So we're getting a lot of information on this chart right now. I think right now, most clearly, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2, a wave 3 and a wave 4 that ended at the 38.2% fib. So that's the evidence that this is a black wave 4 that has ended. So we'll start focusing on just the count within the cycle from this wave 4 low. I believe that this is a wave 1 and a wave 2, and a wave 3 is in progress. The 161.8% extension of wave 3 of wave 1 is 75. We'd have a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. I think that's going to take ExxonMobil into this kind of wave 5 target zone, which will either be the length of wave 1 or the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low. That means 76 to, I'm leaning closer to 84, 85 is going to be where this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse ends. And then very similar to XLV, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves to end a large degree wave 1. I don't know if you can see it way up here. This wave 1 in red would end. I'd be looking to buy a wave 2 in 2022, but that's a little further down the road. All that matters is that if we continue to hold above, say, 55 to 52, this is wave 1 and wave 2. We're going to go to wave 3, 75 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. Chevron, by the way, I believe broke above all these highs recently, maybe acting as a leading indicator for XLE and ExxonMobil. Disney, I think it deserves a lot of attention right now. It's exposure to the streaming sector, it's exposure to large caps, it's exposure to the travel and leisure sector. I don't know, there's kind of a lot of birds being killed with one stone with Disney, but this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1 and an ABC wave 2. It's freaking Disney. This is wave 2 at the 50% fib. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low will take Disney to 267. Before a shallow wave 4 that retests the wave 1 high, then the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low could take Disney to 328, more than double the current price. And that's a pretty standard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves target. I think this is a very nice opportunity for myself personally. I don't believe it goes below 126, the 61.8% fib. I think it will go turn around. It'll break above this high. And then all the classical traders, even the ones that I really like, they're going to say, man, Disney looks great up here at 210, doesn't it? Yeah. I thought it might look a little better in the 150s. But anyway, Disney looks incredible. Airline ETF Jets. You know, I've been the boy who cried Boeing, but the airline ETF Jets, if there's one good thing about me being woefully inaccurate about the airlines this summer, is that I was calling this a wave 3 and a wave 4. I can no longer call this, and I don't think any wave theorists can call this a wave 3 or a wave 4, because we are at the 61.8% fib. So I think this is another wave 1 and another wave 2, and I believe this is another wave 1 and another wave 2. So the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low, I believe will hold above 18, and that could take the airline ETF jets, the entire ETF, to 33 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low says waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 can take the airline ETF jets to double its current price. Now, this is from August to March, right? So kind of very similar to Micron. It's looking like an 8 or 9 month rally, but remember, wave 3 is usually stronger and faster than the length of wave 1. So the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low gives a minimum wave 3 target of 33, but that's a minimum wave 3 target. From there, I expect a shallow wave 4 that retests the wave 1 high, and the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low says that this black wave 3 will end all the way at 42. So I'm looking for a big explosion in the airline sector. One thing that I kind of think right now is that we've seen a lot of red in the market. And generally, when every single ticker in the stock market is red, there's one of two things happening. Either A, it's the beginning of the super crash, or B, it is sector rotation into laggard stocks that have been being accumulated, but now they're finally ready to go. I think some of the stocks we'll talk about at the end of this video will fit that category. I think the airline ETF, though, may also be another one where it could be we just rotated into this sector. Everyone's fallen asleep, but it's getting ready to go. I like the airline ETF jets. If it's above 18, I think it should double in the longer term cycle. So here is XHB. This is my second take of the video. So there's two ways, in my opinion, that classical traders are simply going to be correct. The classical traders are going to say this is a textbook bull flag on the weekly chart. The wave theory says that they will be correct. So there's really two ways to count it. This could be a 1 and a 2. That means that this is all a huge wave 3, a wave 4 that ended at 69. So if we're above 69, the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low gives a wave 5 equal X target of 126. This ETF is literally at a new all-time high. So it seems like the entire home building sector is less worried about an economic crisis than you are. So I guess that's a smart money indicator. But anyway, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, XHB could certainly turn around and crash here, but I'm not sure where you're getting technical evidence that that's the most likely possibility. I think there's even a more aggressive possibility that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1. This is a shallow wave 2. And then the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says 126 is a conservative wave 3 target. We'd have a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. Weren't we all really worried about inflation a couple weeks ago and really thinking we needed exposure to inflationary vehicles like XHB? I guess all that went away. But anyway, let's look at Tesla right now. Tesla is a gorgeous one. Again, this is my second take, so you can see the two possibilities. I'll start with the most conservative view. The most conservative view of Tesla says that this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. This is a wave 3 and a wave 4. And we're within a wave 5 high right now. So this is a gorgeous Andrews pitchfork. If you connect the beginning of wave 1 with the high of wave 1 and the low of wave 2, wave 3 ended at the upper bound. A lot of times wave 4 will end at the lower bound. I think it did. So we're at the 38.2% fib. We may have put in wave 4 already. The length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low says wave 5 should take Tesla past 1654. We'll talk about what that could mean in a second. But for invalidation right now, if I'm calling this a wave 4, I really want to see 895 hold, but that is not the invalidation on the bigger picture for bulls, because if Tesla did go to say 813 for the 61.8% fib, then this would be another wave 1 and another wave 2. We'd be talking about Tesla going to 2000 from that zone, but I don't think Tesla will go to 895, 813. I believe Tesla is put in wave 4 right now, but that's just why while 895 would invalidate a wave 4, it would not validate the bigger picture for Tesla. What I want to show right now is what would happen and what the preferred scenario would be if Tesla went past 1368. So I actually can't predict the future. I don't even try to. But when I designed my post in July, I'm always picking my price targets and my stops kind of based on where I think the stock could be heading. So from around 660, my post in July, Tesla going to 1368 would be a 100% return. So from that point, a hypothetical non-existent shareholder could sell half of the position and make the trade quote unquote risk-free and let the rest ride in case this more aggressive view plays out. The more aggressive view, which in my opinion will be confirmed the further we get into the 1400s, is that this is not a wave 3 or wave 4. This is another wave 1 and another wave 2. That means the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low is just the minimum wave 3 target. We'd have a shallow wave 4 and then a wave 5 higher. So wave 5 cannot be bigger than wave 3. That's why if Tesla does go past 1368, which I expect, it will confirm that this was not a wave 4 that ended in March. It was a wave 2, and this is an extremely explosive nest playing out. And that Cathie Wood isn't as crazy as she seems, okay? Cathie Wood, we'll see about Cathie Wood. We'll see what you guys think about Cathie Wood in 2022. Anyway, this is wave 1 and wave 2. It's very cleanly subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves for Enphase Energy, and we've just obliterated this stock. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2 that ended at the 61.8% fib. I think this is another wave 1 and another wave 2 for Enphase Energy. If someone disagreed and said it was a wave 3 or a wave 4, they're still looking for a very similar idea. The length of this rally placed at this low will be replicated. For Enphase Energy, that would take it to close to 345, 350. And remember, I've had 310 being the conservative place for waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to play out. So just to recap, this is wave 1 and wave 2. This is most likely another wave 1 and another wave 2, or it's a wave 3 and a wave 4. It doesn't really matter either way. The length of this rally placed at this low is expected for a minimum target. I think that minimum target is in the 340s, which is way past 310, right? So if there's good evidence that Enphase Energy will hold above 173, a little tighter would be 197 and go all the way into the 300s, right? Well, that's kind of holistic evidence for the clean energy sector, because Enphase Energy is a massive holding of basically every single clean energy ETF. I want to talk about FSLR right now and kind of its picture. FSLR is more evidence holistically for the clean energy sector. You have to trade not just the stock market as a whole, but every stock has to be treated as a member of its larger degree sector. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2 for FSLR. I believe this is another wave 1 and another wave 2. So if we just look at FSLR, the most conservative view for FSLR is that this is a wave 1 and a wave 2 that formed from this low in in September of 2020. This was a wave 1 and a wave 2. So the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low ends wave 3 at 123. We have a shallow wave 4 that retests the wave 1 high. Then the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low gives a wave 5 target of 164, 165 conservatively. Now that's too conservative in my opinion. I don't think that this is a wave 3 or wave 4. I think this whole rally from this low that we formed in May is another wave 1 and another wave 2. I believe FSLR will hold above 88 with 79 invalidating, and the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low will take FSLR into 149, the 150 range. Just for wave 3, we'd have a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. So I think there's a lot of upside right now for FSLR. I think it's going to prove what I've been saying for a very long time, that this has been being accumulated by institutions for about 10 years, and that 164 to 200 is a pretty conservative target for kind of the next phase of this rally. That's very nice evidence for a lot of these other clean energy names. NextEra Energy, I mean, we've basically just gone over every single ETF or every single component of the TAN ETF in this video. And even in the videos before this, we've had that this was a 61.8% retracement for NextEra Energy. This is the largest holding of ICLN, I believe. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2. This is another wave 1 and another wave 2, in my opinion, that ended at the 61.8% fib. So the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low will take NextEra Energy conservatively to 92 for wave 3. We'll have a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low says NextEra Energy should go to 102, 103, and that would just end this black wave 3 within the cycle from the March 2021 low. So just to recap, this is wave 1 and wave 2. This black wave 3 is in progress right now. This is wave 1 of wave 3 and wave 2 of wave 3. Wave 3 of wave 3 should end around 92 to around 96. We'll have a shallow wave 4 that retests the wave 1 high. Then the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low says the black wave 3 should end at 103 within the cycle from the March 2021 low. So that's looking good. Solar ETF TAN, very holistic evidence right now. Let's just talk about the bigger picture I think this is a wave 1 and a wave 2 for TAN. And then I think that this whole rally conservatively is a wave 3 or a wave 4. Yes, this could be another wave 1 and another wave 2. But let's just talk about the most conservative view. The most conservative view in the long-term picture for TAN is that a wave 4 ended at 67. So the length of wave 3 placed at the wave 4 low will take TAN to 170 for wave 5. So that's kind of all we need to know. It looks like right now, within the cycle from the May 2021 low, this is wave 1 and wave 2. Remember, FSLR formed this exact same high and this exact same low. It's already above this high, okay? Anyway, wave 1, wave 2, I believe that just within the cycle from the May 2021 low, a wave 3 is in progress, that small black wave 3. This wave 3 is subdivided into wave 1 of wave 3, wave 2 of wave 3, wave 3 of wave 3 will end at 117 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. All in all, waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 will end this small degree wave 3 at a new all-time high, and the solar ETF will confirm what Enphase Energy, FSLR, and Tesla confirmed a long time ago. It's been being accumulated by large institutions for a very long time, and if all these stocks are rallying, then some stocks that we're about to talk about probably won't be crashing. Let's talk about Plug Power, big holding of ICLN and TAN, I believe. They rebalanced those. So anyway, but this is a huge wave 1 on the larger degree and a wave 2 that ended. That doesn't really even matter, though. I think right now this is a wave 1 and a wave 2 just within the cycle from the May 10th low, right? So they all formed the May 10th low. I believe this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. So this black wave 3, this small black wave 3 is in progress right now. This is wave 1 of wave 3 and wave 2 of wave 3. So wave 3 of wave 3 will take plug to 60 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. All in all, the writing is on the wall that a lot of the laggards in the clean energy sector could have been being rotated into in the most recent sell-off. And I think Plug Power and the solar ETF TAN are going to prove that. And I think right now, Plug Power, if it's above 23, is within wave 3 of wave 3. The next target is 60 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 to a new all-time high. Plug Power will confirm, like TAN is about to, like a lot of stocks are about to, that the clean energy sector has been being accumulated by large institutions. The small caps and the laggards in the ESG field will follow Tesla, First Solar, and Enphase Energy to new highs, in my opinion. So Plug Power looks good. Let's talk about XPEV. XPEV is very pretty. I think XPEV right now is extremely explosive. It's a wave 1 and an ABC wave 2. I think that this is another wave 1 and another wave 2. So if XPEV is above 33.52, then it's within wave 3 of wave 3 right now. So this small black wave 3 up here is all the way in the 80s. I think it's subdivided right now into 5 waves. This is wave 1 of wave 3 and wave 2 of wave 3. Wave 3 of wave 3 will take XPEV to 70 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. That's all going to take XPEV to a new all-time high. Just like Li Auto, that's going to confirm an IPO base. So I'm looking for pretty explosive breakouts to continue. And when a stock breaks an IPO base, it really is up to the imagination what could happen to the upside after that. So, you know, some of these recent IPO stocks, they could be really big winners. This is a wave 1 and an ABC wave 2 for Li Auto. I think this is another wave 1 and another wave 2. So this wave 3 is in progress. It's a little tighter for Li Auto. We're getting close to 25.40, but I think we hold above that. Wave 3 of wave 3 is in progress. This is wave 1 of wave 3 and wave 2 of wave 3. So wave 3 of wave 3 will take Li Auto to 44, 45 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. Just like XPEV, that's going to take Li Auto to a new all-time high above the IPO base. Confirm it's been being accumulated by institutions for a long time. So we have all this evidence that all these clean energy stocks are going to do great, but NIO's probably going to crash. I don't know. That wouldn't be my most likely scenario. I don't think that NIO just became a loser in the clean energy sector. I think there's a good piece of evidence that the laggard clean energy stocks will follow the large cap leaders. And I think that the next time Tesla starts to rally, NIO will outperform. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2. I think this is another wave 1 cleanly subdivided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. So this is kind of the biggest piece of evidence for NIO, is that it's hard to say this isn't an impulse structure, right? Realistically, that's a difficult claim to make for a bear, that this isn't a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1 that we formed in 2020. Now we're between the 50 to 61.8% fib. So the bears did break this low and invalidate the idea that a wave 1 and wave 2 had formed from the May low. But NIO is between the 50 to 61.8% fib. And we just have all this evidence from Li Auto and XPEV and solar ETF TAN and Plug Power and Enphase Energy and Next Energy and First Solar and Tesla. and on and on and on. It doesn't guarantee a thing, but I would not be betting against NIO right here. And it's important to note that there's a lot of retail bears, and give them credit, they broke the low. There's a lot of retail bears who they're calling that A, they're calling this B, and they think that they've got a free ride to 20. All right, have fun with that. I think the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says NIO can turn around at any time and start heading into la land. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says in the long-term cycles, NIO going to 95 is conservative. That's triple the current value before a shallow wave 4 that retests the wave 1 high. And the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low says NIO can go to 132 without really too much exaggeration being done in the wave count. I think right now if NIO is above 26, which is not the invalidation, but it's an important stop. If NIO is above 26, I expect that we're going to go fill out this base. We're going to go break above this high. And this was kind of that, hey, good on you for being responsible, but we're going to raid your stop that every retail trader had. And then we're going to take NIO above the wave 1 high and confirm, just like Tesla, just like FSLR, just like XPEV and Lee, this is the left side of the base. We're going to fill out the right side of the base pretty soon, and then we're all going to be chasing NIO. The classical traders will say, hey, NIO looks great at 74. It sure does. It sure does, doesn't it? And they'll be right. They'll be right. But anyway, let's talk about PSJ. I love PSJ. Wave 1, wave 2, another wave 1, and another wave 2 for PSJ that ended at exactly the 50% fib, right? This is an entire ETF. It's not like it's just one, skimpy software stock that I think is going to 2x, right? This is an entire ETF of software stocks. And let's just go over the wave count right now. Wave 1, wave 2, conservatively, you're calling this a wave 3 and a wave 4 that ended at the 50% fib. So in that case, you're taking the length of wave 3, placing it at the wave 4 low, and that's going to take PSJ to 247. Now, more aggressively, we're at the 50% fib. This could be another wave 1 in an ABC ends wave 2, where the length of wave A placed at the wave B high is where wave C ended. So I think PSJ holds 115, goes the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. This is an 11-month rally, but remember, wave 3 is stronger and faster than the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. Is it possible that traders will never need exposure to the software sector ever again? Maybe. Or they really will, and they're going to need to buy it in the 200s. But anyway, the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low will take NIO to PSJ to 247. I'm still thinking about NIO, how the bears think they're going to take it to 20. But anyway, PSJ going to 247 is a conservative wave 3 target. I think that gets hit. I think that gets hit in 2022 towards the end of the year. But let's see a clear wave 2 low form. Let's see PSJ go turn around, fill out the left side of the base, the right side of the base, and break above the wave 1 high. Confirm it has been being accumulated by large institutions. I think PSJ holds above 115, goes the length of wave 1, placed at the wave 2 low, reaches 247 for a conservative wave 3 target, has a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. Way down the road, we can use the weekly RSI to confirm if a wave 3 is in progress. So if it just so happens that when PSJ rallies and breaks to new high, we can watch the weekly RSI and see if it breaks above 76. If it does break above 76, then we are within wave 3 of wave 3. That's basically confirmed. That means 247 is a conservative wave 3 target with a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. Let's look at Palantir right now. So the reason that I really wanted to focus on PSJ in this video is because 115 is a really kind of important level. And when we look at Palantir and Fastly, they are very close to the 78.6% fib. And that's kind of important because below these levels, the beginning of wave 1 is the true invalidation, and that's very far away for Palantir and Fastly. So I think Palantir and Fastly both have to be viewed as members of the broader sector for the software sphere. It's not just PSJ. We have TWLO, we have OKTA, we have a lot of software stocks that look very explosive right now, not to mention the entire e-commerce sector, not to mention, what's that one stock called? Amazon, forming a 15-month bull flag. Anyway, this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. Palantir hasn't broken 17 yet, so wave 2 could be in. And a wave 3 to 52 and 53 could be underway very quickly. Right now, Palantir has not broken below 17. That coincides with 16.63, and that level kind of has to be respected. That's why I wanted to include PSJ. We'll probably go over TWLO and OKTA too for holistic kind of downside levels. I think there's a good chance right now that this is wave 1 and wave 2 for Palantir. This does kind of look like an ABC correction. Wave 3 of wave 3 is in progress. That'll take Palantir to the 30s before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. All in all, I think Palantir is going to follow Unity Software, and I think Fastly is going to follow Datadog as kind of the laggard members of the software sector right now. I think that if we look at the Unity Software chart, we have a sneak peek that Palantir will go break this wave 1 high, confirm it is breaking out of an IPO base, and when a stock that is recently IPO'd breaks an IPO base, it is literally up to the imagination to determine what the limit to the upside could be. And that's because usually a stock split is involved. So that's Palantir, a lot of upside. Fastly right now, Fastly and Palantir, they need to be traded holistically, in my opinion, with members of the software sector holistically. PSJ above 115 is very important to me. Fastly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, ABC, wave 2. So technically, Fastly didn't break below 33, but it did break the wave 2 low of 33.87 by about 25 cents. That's why I always kind of round down to that nearest whole number, because a lot of times those algos, they can be pretty mean, but we still have 33 as a nice low. We still have that this high of 35, is something that we want to see Fastly bounce off of, and it is kind of bouncing off 35 right now. So if we looked at the charts of Datadog and Fastly, they move penny for penny in 2020 from March to October. Basically, every day that Fastly was up, Datadog was up. Every day that Datadog was down, Fastly was down. They moved dollar for dollar. And then they have this sell-off, and Datadog emerges as a huge leader. But Fastly right now just has lagged Datadog. And I think very similar to Palantir following Unity Software, I think that Fastly is going to follow Datadog. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low in the big picture says that this whole rally, right, that fever pitch rally, this explosion is going to be replicated, and the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says 150 in the longer term cycles is a conservative wave 3 target. 159 is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. But all that matters really for Fastly is, will we break this wave 1 high? Will we prove that this is an IPO base? Because if it does, then 159, even the wave 5 target of 262, those are all just kind of numbers, right? If Fastly is above this high, this could be a much bigger stock than that. We talk about a lot of these ARK holdings and the idea that, there may be Netflix or, Amazon even potential in these names. And I think Fastly is one where you look at and say, if this is all institutional accumulation, then when it breaks above this wave 1 high, there's not really going to be a limit as to how high it can go. So right now, prioritizing, the downside risk is important. But as far as the upside is concerned, Fastly can go break this wave 1 high in 2022, confirm it's been being accumulated by large institutions for over a year, and then it's gone. We're going to be chasing Fastly for a long time into the 150s and eventually the 200s. Let's look at TWLO and OKTA right now. They give nice invalidation levels, like true meaningful invalidation levels, in my opinion, for TWLO. OKTA's bounce was a little more convincing, but TWLO right now, I think, formed a wave 1 and a wave 2. So this is a very important chart for software bulls. If TWLO holds 216, I think this is another wave 1 and another wave 2, and then wave 3 will begin, and we're going to see a very explosive breakout for TWLO, likely underway. I think that we're going to see this rotation into software stocks early into 2022. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says that at the very minimum, wave 3 kind of has to break this all-time high. But right now, I want to focus on the invalidation levels for TWLO. If TWLO is above 216, that's a very important invalidation level. I think that Fastly and Palantir need to be treated as members of the software sector since they are so close to the 78.6% fib. OKTA's kind of bounce is getting convincing right now. You don't want to get too excited, but this is looking nice. I think this could be a wave 1 and a wave 2. Right now, if OKTA is above 185, it's very similar to TWLO in 216, where holistically, we could have put in an incredibly important wave 2 low for the entire software sector. I believe this is another wave 1 and another wave 2. OKTA can get very explosive out of this nest like TWLO. I expect a big rotation into these names, and we'll be chasing all these stocks at much higher levels in 2022, which I will happily cover. But anyway, let's look at Chewy. Chewy formed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1. Chewy's kind of the e-commerce stock of the day. Amazon is forming a 14-month bull flag. But anyway, this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 huge wave 1 and an ABC correction wave 2, right? So yeah, we may never need exposure to fintech or software or streaming ever again. But that's not the most likely scenario. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1. Now Chewy, now Fiverr, now just throw a dart at a list of software and e-commerce stocks is at the 61.8% retracement. That means wave 2 can end at any time, and this rally can be replicated. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low can take Chewy to 157 for wave 3. That would, yes, just be wave 3. So let me get the fib out right now. The 78.6% fib will be a nice kind of stop and invalidation. That's all the way down at 41. So it's a little wide for Chewy. Maybe it will be best to wait for a wave 1 and wave 2 impulse to form. So we have a low to trade against. But right now, I do think Chewy and Fiverr and a lot of these e-commerce stocks, they're going to explode and have a big reaction from the 61.8% fib. This is a clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1. Now we're at the 61.8% fib. The 78.6% fib invalidates, but I think we'll end up forming a wave 2 low and begin a rally to the upside. Very similar. Left side of the base will fill out the right side of the base, and the entire e-commerce sector is going to take off with Amazon. Likely in 2022, likely early into 2022, we can see that rotation play out. Here's Ethereum. Ethereum looks really clean for crypto right now. It looks like it formed a wave 1 and a wave 2. Now it formed another wave 1, and an ABC correction appears to have ended wave 2 right here. This looks really good. So if Ethereum is above this wave 2 low, then wave 2 is already in. It's a big wick. I would be surprised if that wick got broken. But anyway, the invalidation for Ethereum, especially with crypto, when I give invalidations, I always think about the beta. A higher beta stock like Ethereum, the 78.6% fib is kind of not really that big of an invalidation level. For maybe a lower beta stock, like say XLV, you know, a fib like that would be a lot more important. But the higher the beta, the more kind of loose the 78.6% fib is an invalidation level. It looks like this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. I believe this is another wave 1 and another wave 2 for Ethereum. So if this is wave 1 and wave 2, if Ethereum doesn't break this low, then wave 3 of wave 3 is in progress, and we're going to wave 1, wave 2, wave 3 to 5,805. Then we'll have a shallow wave 4 that retests the wave 1 high conservatively, and the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low could take Ethereum to 7,000, and that's just within the cycle from the September 2021 low, right? So that could be very explosive. Right now, 3.1K can invalidate, 3.5K can stop, but I think right now Ethereum's path to 7,000 is right in front of us. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, in the smaller degree, I think it's extremely important to trade with Ethereum. It definitely has to be analyzed with Ethereum. I think this is a wave 1 and a wave 2. I think this is another wave 1 and another wave 2. We're at the 78.6% fib. I don't have that Bitcoin went below 45.9K. So maybe that's just bar chart. I think that Bitcoin did go below 45.9K. But like I said, the 78.6% fib, the higher the beta is kind of a less of an invalidation level. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low will take Bitcoin to 75.3K. That would just be a wave 3 target. We'd have a shallow wave 4 that retests the wave 1 high. Then the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low can take Bitcoin to 97,000. And that would just be within the cycle from this low of 39,716. So that's the real invalidation level. And I think that blue wave 3 that we're looking to end may not end until 6 figures. So that's something to think about. Marathon Patent Group is a lot of evidence for the stock we're about to talk about, which is Riot. I mean, these stocks moved dollar for dollar during this rally, but all of a sudden the correlation ended. I'm not sure about that. I think Marathon Patent Group was just a leader. I think Unity Software was just the leader of Pounder. I think Datadog was just the leader of Fastly. This is a wave 1 and a wave 2. I think this is another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 huge wave 1 and an ABC correction that ended wave 2 between the 61.8 to 78.6% fib above 33 to 30. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but guess what? So did 75. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low. Says this black wave 3 could end all the way at 98 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. I think 98 right now is really the only target that we need. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low, though, does say that's a conservative wave 3 target. As crazy as that sounds, this whole rally is from July to November. I mean, we could definitely see Marathon Patent Group double again. I know that sounds crazy, but it sounded a lot crazier at 20. Anyway, Marathon Patent Group and Riot Blockchain have been all over the bar chart, straddle, and strangle screener. That's why, especially for crypto, Bitcoin has to be viewed holistically because it's hard to get option market data on Bitcoin. More recently, we did have that ETF, though. I'm really excited about the Bitcoin ETF BITO because that can help give us implied volatility data on Bitcoin later in the future. Right now, Riot Blockchain formed a wave 1 and an ABC wave 2. This wave 2 ended between the 61.8 to 78.6% fib. I want to focus on the smaller degree count right now, though. I think that Riot Blockchain formed a wave 1 and a wave 2. So this is basically another nest, in my opinion. This could be a 1-2 and another 1-2. I think that I'm just going to call this a wave 1 and a wave 2. And as long as we're above 20 to more closely invalidating 23, I'm expecting wave 3 of wave 3 to begin. The next wave 3 target is 59. That would be a pretty shallow wave 3 target. We'd have a wave 4 and a wave 5 to the upside. But, you know, I think that the writing is on the wall that the next time Marathon Patent Group rallies, Riot Blockchain is going to be with it and possibly even outperforming it as it follows it above this exact same high that it formed in the first quarter with Marathon Patent Group. So, you know, I think there's a lot of evidence holistically, especially with Ethereum, that we have a lot more highs to go in crypto. I think Bitcoin going to 97K. I think that Ethereum going to 7K is a lot more conservative than people think.